What's up? You're watching Cheap Seats, and welcome to the Week 10 Power Rankings. Bam!
It's me.
Yeah, Graydon has the flu, and where are you calling in from?
I'm in the hospital. I'm in Beaumont Hospital, and I am patient 0 for a new flu they're calling the lizard.
Just lizard.
Yeah, they're just calling it the lizard.
All right.
And you don't get it from lizards.
Oh, you don't?
No.
It's just called the lizard.
It's called the lizard.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right. Any good news from the doctors over there, or?
They said I can get Percocets if I break both my legs, so I'll probably do that this afternoon.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah.
But
All right. What day? Hey, this is gonna be tough. We can't talk over each other, man. It's a TV show. Okay. It was my line. I went 12-2.
Yeah, I went 11-3, man.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, it's a pretty good week for both of us. I'm pretty proud of us. This numbers crunching that we've gotten into and these like analytical meetings we've been having with the whiteboard and the big computer and stuff, and all those algorithms Crunk and Grant have been coming up with seem to be really helping. And I think this is actually my best week of power rankings.
This is your best week of power. I feel like it's all coming together. It's pretty clear who's going to make the playoffs.
It's that magical part of the season, man.
Yeah, it totally is. I have a few things to clear up. One, if you saw our Riley feud video that came out yesterday, my mom did not smoke cigarettes when she was pregnant with me. She wants me to relay that to the fans. Also, Graydon's not invited to the Christmas party this year because of the reverse cowgirl stuff that he was saying.
I felt that one coming, but I think it was worth the joke for me.
Okay, and number 3, Talk to a Pookie reveal coming up later in the episode.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that. It's not me. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah. All right, let's get into a few things. Because I knew the show, I was going to be doing it basically alone. I mean, obviously you're here in some sort of way, but I'm kind of doing it alone. I kind of wrote out a lot of the stuff that I was going to say almost in joke format. And so I'm going to read through some of that maybe.
Okay, I'm doing an AJ Hawk thing.
All right. The Lions should not have won that game. I knew they were going to have issues with Houston in the first quarter when I saw him. James Houston, that is, with literal shit in his pants. He said he sat on a yellow Gatorade on the bench. Yeah, right. Houston, we have a problem. It's poop. What do you think about that?
I like it. And it's an interesting excuse he's come up with because if you watch the replay, it appears while he's standing.
Right.
There is no stain at the start of the play, and then he comes in and makes a tackle and squirts out what seemingly is liquid poop.
Yeah, and he says yellow Gatorade, which makes me think and begs the question, can you piss out of your ass?
And I have a clear answer for you as someone who is experiencing lizard flu, or just lizard. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. I've been using the urinal to take my dumps here at the hospital.
Next line. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions. 2 of them were tipped. 1 was a Hail Mary, but I'm going to say that he sucks now because I feel like it.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I guess that was a joke.
Not really, but yeah.
Okay.
I said kind of in joke form.
Yeah. Okay. It had the cadence.
All right. Yeah. Next one.
Yeah.
No, next one.
Okay.
Jake Bates was selling bricks in Houston a year ago. And then now he hit the game tire and game winner by an inch combined. Why, thank you for your brilliance, Master Bates. It's a Master Bates joke.
Oh, Master Bates. Okay. I thought you were going to do something with like selling bricks.
Yeah, he did. That's just, they literally said that. They're like,
well, I know, but I thought
on the broadcast, he said he was selling bricks a year ago in Houston.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do like a drug dealing thing there.
I didn't have enough time.
Well, the Master Bates is good.
Thank you.
I'd like that. And I was really excited for him until his post-game interview when he just talked about God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I didn't know that he was a God guy.
Big Jesus freak.
I do think we're about a year away from people saying the Lions are using devil magic, because that seems to be like they won that game where like they shouldn't have won it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what the Chiefs have been doing all year. And now everybody says the Chiefs like sacrificed people to Satan.
Well, that's because Taylor Swift association. I think here in Detroit, we'll be able to avoid that. If anything, it's just like years of bad karma kind of coming back in our way, kind of like a moon cycle or something, if you will.
Right. Like the Lions have always sucked, and now they're like maybe the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like everybody's they're like America's new team.
For sure.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about football?
You all done with your joke stuff?
No, I have a lot more, but I just want to make sure that you feel like you're getting enough screen time.
Thanks, man. I think winning a game first off, this is the first game anybody's won down 15 with 5 interceptions from their quarterback and won since 1970, which is remarkable. I think it really speaks to how good the Lions defense is. Even without Aiden, they force, a couple turnovers of their own. They have to go on the field 5 times when they weren't supposed to, and they came out and held them to 0 points in the second half?
Something like that.
Yeah, so that's just big credits to them. I loved seeing Zadarius Smith all excited on the sideline coaching up guys, and then in the post game in buffs, like grabbing the mic and joining the TV coverage there, and just like absolutely jubilant to be there. And so I think that's really exciting for them. That's a guy with 5 sacks on the year. Like, he's no joke. He's gonna cause a lot of problems there.
Yeah. I'd like to tell a lie really quick.
Okay.
Jared Goff is 7-0 in games where he throws 4 or more interceptions. That was talked about on sports TV, like sports coverage everywhere, and it was just made up by some guy on Twitter. He is 1-1 and has only ever thrown more than 4 interceptions twice in his career. It's just made up by somebody who decided to put it on Twitter, and then Aaron Rodgers said it on McAfee.
Oh God. Well, that's a guy that's surprising, because that's a guy that, fact checks things.
He does his own research. Yeah.
He does his own research. And so that's really disappointing to see him get duped.
Right.
He is such a character of like a high,
good work. Yeah. How about the Eagles? I got so hyped about the Eagles going into this week of like talking about football, and then I realized that they beat the Cowboys, which is like beating the Panthers.
Yeah.
And beating the Cowboys while they have Cooper Rush in is like beating the Panthers practice squad, except they have Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like I can't like be that hyped about them beating the Cowboys, because the Cowboys are legitimately an awful football team.
No, I will say maybe my favorite, like, I've gone complete 360 on the Cowboys in the last 2 weeks. Like, I was like, I can't even watch that. That's like going to piss me off. And now it's like must see TV for me. I like jumped with joy when they fumbled the first snap. It is like when the sun gets in his eye, like all this little drama and just like fire that's going on over there. I love it. It's like a shitty reality TV show just like falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, I do have I wrote a joke about this too. The goal of an NFL defense should always be to make the quarterback rush. So while the Falcons have one of the worst defenses in all of football, they did a great job last week. They made the quarterback rush. Cooper Rush he's the quarterback.
Yeah, but you said Falcons.
Yeah, they played. That's when Dak Prescott got hurt. It was when they played the Falcons.
Oh.
That's why I said last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, go on then.
Oh, sorry.
That must be the lizard, right? That's the lizard? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you, one of its big side effects is I don't laugh.
You can't.
It's not you.
Yeah. Okay,
Just know that's like
the pacing of this show is weird, right? We can admit that like us not being in the same room has made this very strange, right? It feels so much slower. It's like, yeah. Also, this week at one point, the sun got in CeeDee Lamb's eyes, so the ball went in his ass.
I just said that. Except the ass part.
Yeah, the ball.
Speaking of asses, did we see
this transition. What?
Derrick Henry's big ass?
Yeah, finally.
Dude, he's got an absolute dumper on him.
Yeah, finally they pulled his pants down.
That thing is beautiful, man. Give him the MVP right now for that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know Kim Kardashian could play halfback.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Ravens and Bengals on Thursday Night Football.
Best primetime game of the year. Maybe the best game of the year.
Yeah, and the Ravens and Bengals have played 2 great games this year. 17 touchdowns and 1 interception between the 2 quarterbacks in 2 games. Yeah. I know there's a stat about that. It's like, I think that's like the best of all time between 2 teams playing each other twice during the year.
I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, and they did that playing against each other. I mean, imagine what they could do together. on the same team.
Did you have that written down?
Yeah, I did have that written down. Because I mean, just imagine like they're so good.
Did I move the mic?
No, I think you moved the mic.
Did I bump the mic?
Yeah, I think you bumped the mic. Yeah.
That's my bad,
I just think like, what if they were on the same team? Wow.
I got a funny thing.
Sure. That's what the show's about, is funny things.
This week, there was a game played in Germany, and Luke Kuechly, famous, legendary Carolina Panther, broke the keep pounding drum that the Panthers use. Boom, boom, boom. And it's called the keep pounding drum. That's funny on its own. I didn't have to write that.
Right.
But he broke it in Germany. But in order for it to get to Germany, they put it on an ocean liner in July.
Really?
Because you can't fly with the keep pounding drum, apparently, because it's too big. And they couldn't assemble one over there. So they put their drum on an ocean liner in July only for Luke Kuechly to break it.
So that must mean that there's more than one keep pounding drum, right? Because they've had one at home all year.
Well, I feel like the home one never leaves.
Right. And so then they have one that travels on ocean liners in case they play somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do they take one to other stadiums? No, there's no way they take one to other stadiums in the U.S., right?
No, they'd get broken there too.
Yeah.
I feel like it was, I think it was Carolina home game in Germany. Technically.
Right.
And they won, man. Are they real? They're in playoff contention.
Yeah, they're in playoff contention.
They are literally in the hunt.
Yeah, the only team that's out of the hunt is the Giants on that graphic that they showed.
Yeah.
Where they have the playoff picture, and it's like the only team that's out of it is the Giants.
Yeah, well, they suck.
Yeah, but so do the Panthers. I mean, I don't think they're actually good.
No, but Chuba Hubbard is electric, man.
That's true. Do you think that they're going to be favored over the Cowboys when the Cowboys play them there?
Yeah.
I think they will. That's what's crazy. Yeah.
No reason not to. I mean, they're playing hard. They have a physical run game, and anybody who can run the ball is going to beat the Cowboys. I firmly believe that.
Yeah. I wrote one more joke that I'll do. The Jets are like Andrew Yang. They were front page news for half the season, but it's clear now that they suck and we should ignore them.
Jesus Christ, man. Why is Andrew Yang catching strays on a football show?
I don't know. I was just like, I thought about it, and I was like, the Jets are like Andrew Yang. They have kind of strange beliefs, and everybody, like, it felt like all anybody did was talk about the Jets for like 9 weeks, and now nobody wants to even talk about them because it's pointless.
Yeah. They got their ass beat. I wonder if the Cardinals sneak into your top 10 because of that.
They don't.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll
they're on my
that
bubble.
Now,
Can I say my bubble teams?
Sure, yeah, if you'd like to.
My 3 bubble teams are the Vikings, the Cards, and the Falcons.
Okay.
Any of those teams make your top 10?
Yeah. The
Really?
Vikings. The Vikings do.
Yeah, I just thought that was such a bad performance, and I can feel the pumpkin growing on the vine that is Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
What did he throw? 3 red zone interceptions?
Yeah, Sam Darnold. Yeah, he did. And it was like every time they got to the red zone, he'd be just throwing he threw 2 in the end zone, I think.
Yeah, he did. That was really bad behavior.
Yeah.
They kept popping up on red zone, and it'd be like, oh, Vikings are about to bust this game wide open. Oh, he threw another one.
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to bring up is the Tyreek Hill got injured on his celebration with Odell and is going to miss next week, possibly.
Pretty much sums up his season.
He's been playing so bad.
Yeah,
and also, I've seen pictures of Tyreek Hill, and I didn't know he had a neck to injure. You know what I mean? It's basically just shoulders straight into his head.
That's fucked up, man.
Why is that fucked up?
He's a fucked up guy. You can say whatever you want, actually.
Yeah. Also, Tua led head first into a tackle.
Yeah. You can't take the football out of a man.
Yeah, he's leading with his head, and I am begging him to lead with his brain. You know what I mean? Like that, he didn't even need to do it. Like he didn't. The tackle was gonna happen.
Years of training cannot be reversed by science. You know.
Yeah.
It's just straight up.
Yeah, you're a father first, Tua. Remember that.
Yeah. Before we get into power rankings, one last thing: are the Bears bad enough to ruin Caleb Williams?
I think Caleb Williams is bad enough to ruin the Bears.
I don't think that's the case.
The O-line is really bad. I'll admit that, but I'm saying like he hasn't scored. They haven't scored a touchdown in 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know though. It's like really got to come down to coaching for a rookie.
Well,
Like
yeah,
they
but
are,
they fired Waldron. Can't believe Eberflus isn't fired. But like,
yeah,
I mean, there's pieces there. Like
yeah.
that
But
team is good.
DJ Moore's given up on him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think like everybody's saying, apparently the vets on that team are saying that they should put Bajent in. And
God,
I
I'd
think
love that.
honestly, like in that division, you just let Caleb play and you
Yeah.
trade Bajent to the Browns. I think that's like the way that
Oh, he
you
would be an awesome Brown dude
that's what I'm saying.
with his arm wrestling dad and his like kind of like a hot guy attitude.
Yeah,
You know,
he's awesome. And I
he
think
is awesome.
he throws a pretty ball.
You like a pretty ball too.
I do. Yeah.
Big fan of the pretty ball.
I'm a fan of balls in general.
Yep, me too, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty much it for my like side notes. Do you want me to get into my top 10 now?
Yeah, totally. And let us know if this has been super weird for you guys. Let us know
No.
downstairs. No, they should.
No reason for that.
Because I'll break the fourth wall here.
Yeah.
Graydon's here. He's in the kitchen. And
Yeah.
we sat in a room together and he was just like tons of flu-like symptoms. I know it's lizard, but it seemed like flu. And so I'm going to be in that box right there. I'm going to be in that box next week probably when I have the flu. And so you guys got to get used to this because this is probably what it's going to be like. But other shows do this. The other NFL shows do this all the time. People talk
AJ
on
Hawk
Zoom.
sits on the screen and doesn't say anything.
Yeah, you should have smoked a cigar for this one, I think.
Does this look cool?
I don't know. You look like a freak.
Dude, come on.
All right, do your power rankings.
All right, man. Let's get into the top 10. My bottom, I think, is my most interesting.
Your bottom has always been very interesting to me.
I lied to. The Vikings are on here.
Oh, whatever. You know, they're a bubble team.
At number 10, the Texans. I am a big fan of ripping teams off my top 10 when they lose because I can't really shake last week out of my mind. But I think they're going to get Nico Collins back next week. Joe Mixon is running the ball really great there. Will Anderson Jr. is a legit, could be a defensive player of the year candidate, if not this year, like next year. I don't know. They have pieces. I know you just blow this game at home and that really hurts, but the Lions, I'll spoil it, are back at number 1 for me, and they have been there for 3 weeks. They played them really good for a couple quarters, and I like the pieces there, and I only see them getting healthier, and CJ Stroud's too much of a baller for me to take him all the way out. I still have faith in the Texans. Number 9.
Right, wait. Before you get to number 9, what did you think of those jerseys?
I hated the shine on the helmet.
See, I liked the shine on the helmet and the red face mask, but I saw everybody saying they were cool, and I'm like, they're just doing like the Rams thing, but with horns of cow. Cattle horn.
Mm-hmm. With a horn of bovine.
Yeah, bovine horn.
Yeah.
On jersey and red. It was weird.
I didn't like the shine, and I also hated Baltimore's jerseys too. So.
Oh yeah, they were in all purple.
No one's really hit it out of the park yet. That was like the opposite. They went with like the flat matte purple. Yeah. And Houston went full shine on them.
Yeah, and they had the frontward facing raven that looks super weird.
Yeah, the best jersey of the year still is those Packers jerseys with the all yellow helmet for me. Those things were killer.
Oh, you liked the cheese helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the all white Packers. Okay. Those ones were sick.
Yeah, they do a great job with jerseys up there, whoever's running it. Or if it's like by committee, maybe the whole town votes on it.
Yeah, it's possible.
At number 9, I got the Chargers. I'm really starting to believe in this team. Justin Herbert has 11 touchdowns to 1 interception. They've only allowed 12 touchdowns this year. That's the least by far. I think there's 2 teams with 15. They're only allowing 13.1 points a game. The defense is really working. The wide receivers are making way less mistakes. J.K. Dobbins is still really reliable at back. And I think like this is the perfect pace for this Harbaugh team is like as they get later in the season, as they start to play more and more big games. They got the Bengals this weekend, which will be hopefully a really good game. I think their defense can kind of eat them alive. But if you kind of preserve Herbert until these last 4 weeks of the season, and then you can really unleash him with newfound chemistry with these young receivers, I think they're a really deadly team. That defense is nuts. Chargers there. Number 8, I do have the Vikings. Honestly, I don't know why. I might have fucked this up in my lizard brain. But they get an ugly win. Those do matter, but I don't have too much to say other than like I'm really scared for the mistakes Sam Darnold can make in clutch games. And that wasn't even a clutch game. They're playing an AFC opponent on the road, and they walked themselves down the field a couple times, and Sam Darnold just blew it. And the injury to Aaron Jones is super concerning. I know he got carted off. I haven't read into it how many weeks he's missing, but if he starts to get banged up, all the offense starts to rely more on Sam Darnold and only makes my fears more real. At number 7, Niners. C-Mac is back. The swag is back in San Francisco. They win a really good game. That was a super fun game to watch. Kittle is playing out of his mind. Those wide receivers are getting a little healthier. Debo can't run this year, which is kind of an interesting note about them. I don't know if the NFL's figured that out or if he's lost a step through being banged up, but they kept popping up his running stats, and they're super abysmal this year. All the plays they usually run that used to gash people for 20 are just going nowhere. But
I liked that one play where he hit the snapper, the long snapper, and the kicker, where he just decided to hit both of them on his own team. I liked that play. I thought that was a nice play. Good contact.
Did you see that third down moon ball to Christian McCaffrey out of that wheel route out of the backfield?
Wheel route. Explain that.
He wheeled out like a wheel. He ran out like a wheel. And Brock Purdy threw a ball that looked like it was just going away, and he just ran under it.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
It's beautiful. That offense is really dynamic when he's back in there. So I think San Francisco is a threat. You got to keep an eye on them. Number 6. Russell Wilson's thrown more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett has in his whole life, including high school and college. It's whatever. Pickens is maybe the most fun wide receiver to watch in the NFL right now because of his violence.
Yeah, did you see when that pick got thrown and then he just took the other defender and just fought him? That was awesome, dude. I love George Pickens.
He gets away with shit because he'll do crazy shit so far out of the play. No one's even looking at him. He's in the stands choking a little kid.
He grabs a guy and takes him to the other 10-yard line and starts beating the shit out of him.
I mean, he is awesome. That chemistry there is really sweet. I'm happy for both of them, honestly, Russell Wilson and Pickens, because they're kind of a fun team to watch. We both picked them to win that game, and I think they won it with coaching, kind of like I predicted. And yeah, I don't know. Steelers are a problem, dude. Once they play Baltimore, I'm excited to see their interdivisional games and see what they can do. At number 5, the goddamn Eagles. It comes down when it's playoff time. A team that can really run the ball really matters, and the 2 best teams are Baltimore and Philly right now. And I think those teams, although they don't sit on top of their respected conferences, are the biggest threat to the teams that do. Baltimore's Kansas City's biggest threat, and I think Philly is probably Detroit's biggest threat in that conference, at least how I see it right now. Saquon's amazing. They've won some shitty games here, but they've done it pretty convincingly. As long as Jalen Hurts continues to be accurate and they don't start to turn the ball over, their defense is emerging. Cooper DeJean is playing out of his mind. Yeah, I like the Eagles. I'm high on them right now. And if Sirianni doesn't start playing with his ass or something, I think they'll kind of remain in this top 5 team in the NFL. Number 4, the freakiest white guy of all time. Whoa, Josh Allen. He goes crazy mode. Yeah, he's nuts. He's just really hard to beat. He just does shit no one else can do. He does shit that you can't even. He just has that combination of running and arm that no one really has. Lamar, obviously great arm, but his arm is probably his best when he is in the pocket, and Josh is kind of the opposite. It's a really scary team. If they can keep running the ball and the defense can stand up, I don't know. They're tough, but I don't see them better than Kansas City or Baltimore in the AFC, but they're right there, kind of knocking on the door. Number 3, I have the Ravens. Best offense in football, score a lot of fucking points. What did they get? 6 sacks against Joe Burrow. They're kind of starting to get a lot of pressure, which is a little scary.
Yeah, their defense kind of that first half was so brutal on defense.
Their secondary is rough, but they're starting to get a lot of pressure. And if they can keep getting up in games, I know they kind of battled in that Cincy game. That's an interdivisional great quarterback matchup. It's hard to judge how they're going to do against other teams there. But if they can get leads on teams and they can rush the passer like they did this last game, that's like an emerging factor for them. They haven't really had that all year. Kyle Van Noy is a bad boy. Yeah, Baltimore's sick. Pending injuries, they're going to be right there, probably in the AFC Championship. At number 2, the luckiest fucking Ducks of all time. You texted me as the field goal got blocked. They're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Shout out Denver for playing a great game. Played as good as you can and still lose, really. You have, what was it, a 34-yarder in the game or something?
Yeah.
And you just get blown up on the left side. That guy should be fired, whoever got ran over there.
That was an illegal formation, though. They had 6 guys stacked on one side. You literally can't do that.
It's not illegal if you're the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, I forgot. If you're the Chiefs.
They can do whatever they want. Otherwise, Taylor Swift will sacrifice your children. Yeah, I don't... D-Hop is still amazing there. Travis Kelce has just woken up in the last couple weeks. I think he's 4th or 3rd in the league in receptions. I know he had some drop issues and just wasn't being targeted the same way in the first half of the year, but it seems like he's kind of gotten his conditioning rolling and he's just nasty now with D-Hop. Soon enough, Pacheco is going to come back. I think it's like maybe we're 2 weeks out from that.
Really? I didn't think he was going to be back until, like, they said maybe the playoffs. That's what I thought.
I feel like his IR's up. They have the chance to put him back on the roster, I think, in a couple weeks here. I know he broke a bone, so they'll probably, as long as they're still winning, there's no need to rush him. Speaking of IR, super weird that the Texans brought Nico Collins off IR and then didn't play him.
I know that you only care because he's on your fantasy team and you wanted to start him, but you did lose this week, by the way. I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, they brought him off IR, but he wasn't ready to play.
I know, but that's weird because when you bring someone off IR, it takes up a roster spot. And so, like, if you do that, like, you could have just kept him there for another week and put someone that could have played.
I think they just wanted him to practice.
Can you practice? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was strange. That usually doesn't work out like that, but whatever. Kansas City, what the hell? I don't know what to say about it. Pat looks really great. I still think there's a chance he can win MVP. If they win all their games, I think there's.
He played like shit in that game. Bo Nix played better than him.
He did, yeah. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's weird.
Like, if you go undefeated, the quarterback of the undefeated team kind of has to win MVP.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think they go undefeated, though. Just like how close of losses they've had the last couple weeks. I think something's going to give at some point, and it might be like the Raiders, in a couple weeks.
Right.
Number 1, Lions. Been saying it since week 1. Ugly wins matter, and no win has been uglier than that. And just the damn grit. The damn grit is real.
You like the announcer saying they are grit.
They are grit.
They are grit.
It's a grit team.
They
infinite amounts of grit.
Infinite grit.
I mean, the thing that's different about Jared Goff now is, like, he had floopy doopy games in the past, and he let the ghosts possess him. And now he threw 5, and the defense gave him so much confidence that he went out on those last couple drives, the game-tying field goal and then the game-winning field goal drive, and he made clutch third down plays. He made tough throws. Amon-Ra even dropped a ball on one of them. Like, they're unflappable.
Right.
And that is crazy, and I think the addition of Z is going to be really, really nuts on that defense, and that secondary is just playing out of their damn minds. So there's something bad brewing in Detroit, and I see him walking to the Super Bowl, and that scares me. And it also scares me that Jake Bates hasn't missed a kick yet. I heard some guy call into the Detroit radio today and being like, I hope he misses a 35-yarder next week just to get it out of his system.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the state of the Lions right now. We're hoping certain guys make mistakes so they get it out of the way before the playoffs.
That's how I feel about the Cavs right now. I hope they lose a game before they play the Celtics.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go in the undefeated team and have it be like the other team, like the other great Eastern Conference team.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. It would be kind of sick to be undefeated playing them, but
yeah,
I feel like we'll lose.
It'd be sick to go 98-0 too.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And right above the Lions in my power ranking, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I thought about putting the Cavs number 1 this week to be funny. But
I wanted to put like Lions/Cavs.
I was just going to put the Cavs first and have everybody wondering the whole time why like the Lions were at 3. But I will say, okay, you said the thing about the Eagles being the the team that has the best chance against the Lions in the NFC right now, the biggest threat to them. I feel like your power rankings is missing the actual biggest threat to the Lions in the NFC, which is
the Commanders all the way
the
off.
Commanders. And obviously, like, I mean, beating Goff is difficult, you know, like it's going to be tough. Beating Goff is going to be really difficult no matter who's doing it. It's going to be hard beating Goff.
I could beat Goff all the time.
Yeah, I mean, beating Goff, you can only really do it once a season so far.
Once a day, usually.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying is like if you're focused on beating Goff too much, then I feel like you're gonna lose track of your main goals.
To be honest, my head's a little fucked up, and I would just replace the Vikings with the Commanders, and I would take the Vikings
too
off
late
entirely.
For that. Yeah, it's
I know, but that makes more sense.
I got carried away with beating Goff, but I did want to say that historically, I mean, and what I mean historically, you know, the last couple seasons with this Lions team, the thing they've struggled the most against has been quarterbacks who can rush.
Yeah.
It's like the Ravens beat the fuck out of them, like stuff like that. And so I think that is going to be their biggest problem is while the Eagles are maybe a better team than the Commanders right now, which I think it's like neck and neck there. I think the Commanders are more of a threat to the Lions. Like I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs if I'm the Lions.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts has more rushing yards than Jaden though. Right now, guy's been running rampant on people.
But his is a different thing. Jaden does it like Lamar does it. Jalen doesn't do that.
Yeah, unscripted type shit.
Yeah, like
Jalen like gashes people. He had like a 45-yard rush.
Yeah, when he sees a hole, he'll go for it.
Decisive runner.
Yeah, he's a decisive runner. Jaden is he can actually run like a running back, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he's just a rookie, so I put a little less faith in him. Like the Eagles, I know they're probably not as well coached as the Commanders, but just like a veteran thing there, that would scare me a little more as a Lions fan. I'd rather draw the Commanders than the Eagles in the third round or something.
And you were right, like about the Eagles-Commanders game being for the division. They're both have 7 wins right now. And one of them 7-2, one of them 7-3. But But yeah, I mean, this Thursday, tomorrow will be kind of we'll see how that looks, that division.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm really excited for that game.
Yeah, me too. All right, pull up my power rankings. I'll make it quick. Here we go. Number 10. I got the Niners here still. I was impressed by them, but I do think CMC is going to take a second to like really get back all the way. I mean, he was like a threat in that game more than he was effective in that game. I do think Brock Purdy is better than people give him credit for, and like I've been saying, I've just been kind of waiting for that team to form again. I would be scared of them in the playoffs, but we'll see if they even make the playoffs, because right now it's like them and the Cardinals and maybe the Rams. You know, obviously the Rams lost a tough one 2 nights ago, but yeah, I don't know. I still think the Niners are the best team in that division. All right, number 9. Vikings. I still got them here. Obviously, I was going to say the same thing. I'm worried about Sam Darnold becoming a pumpkin. All 3 of those interceptions were when he was targeting Justin Jefferson, which also is the most difficult thing is like, you're going to get the best corner, best person in the secondary is going to be on Justin Jefferson. If he starts making inaccurate throws, he's going to get picked a lot because he has to go to JJ the whole time. I like Jordan Addison a lot too, but yeah, I don't know. I think Aaron Jones leaves. That team looks a little bit less dynamic.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make the playoffs still. I think they'll scrap out some games in the second half. I just don't know how much of a playoff threat they will be if they don't have Aaron Jones back and if Sam Darnold starts to kind of fall apart, which a lot of people expected him to. I believe in him a little bit more as like a consistent quarterback, but we'll see. Number 8, Chargers here. Yeah, one of the best defenses in the NFL, and Justin Herbert's playing probably his best season in the NFL. Yeah. It's a weird thing though. They're one of those teams, like I kind of feel about them like I did about the Steelers 3 weeks ago, where I'm like, I believe in the defense and they're showing flashes on offense and they're playing really well the last couple weeks. It's just how consistent is that going to be? Mm-hmm. Chargers feel like a team that could go, you know, they could beat a team like the Eagles, or I think they might beat the Bengals this week, who I think are better than people give them credit for, at least on offense. and they'll beat those teams. And then I could see them losing to a team like the Raiders or even like the Cowboys. Like they're just kind of a weird team. You don't know how to like size them up to anybody because they play different football. But right now, got to give them the respect of wins, stringing some wins together and playing great defense. So, and I love their coach, obviously. So, yeah, number 7. Eagles here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're just a weird team. Obviously, they're on a big winning streak right now. And I think they could just fall apart, or they could be like one of those teams that creeps up to like number 4 on power rankings by the end of the season, going into the playoffs. Nobody wants to see the Eagles. I could totally see that. I love the way Jalen Hurts is playing. And I obviously think Saquon Barkley is fantastic. I just worry if that defense can hold. And so we'll see against the Commanders this week. I kind of give the edge to the Commanders at the moment because the Eagles are kind of a middling defense and the Commanders tend to play really well against teams like that. And they just have problems with teams like the Steelers, who are just a, really, really strong defense, hard to play against. And they still almost won that game. So number 6, Commanders there. Yeah. And I basically already said why. I believe in them. I love Jaden. Jaden Daniels has played like weird since he hurt his ribs, not quite as explosive, but I still think he's showing that even when he's not at full strength, he can put together good games. And so I definitely respect the Commanders. I don't think they're going to do like a Vikings type skid. So number 5, I got the Steelers all the way up here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like all they were missing is a great offense, and now they've got it. I kind of feel like they could maybe beat the Ravens this week. And I would not,
do too.
And not even just on some like divisional game weird shit. I think like they're like stacking up pretty well against good teams right now. And so I'd be afraid of them if I was in the play. I could see them like, if they continue to do this and continue to gradually get better on offense, I could see them dethroning the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Sure.
Like they just feel like that type of team where they're pretty complete. I know Russell Wilson is not Russell Wilson from, 8 years ago right now, but he's still playing well. And so I don't know. And George Pickens is an absolute monster, just a fucking freak of nature. And he's so fun to watch. So yeah, I believe in the Steelers right now.
Hey, only one spot off of me. So
right.
I pretty much agree with you.
Number 4. I got the Bills in the same spot, freaky white guys. We'll see how they stack up against the Chiefs this week. Even if they beat the Chiefs this week, I don't believe all the way that they're the AFC contender that the Ravens are right now. I just don't think they're as complete of a team. Josh Allen is doing Superman stuff, and I don't know. I think they could beat the Chiefs just because, like, the Chiefs have won 9 in a row. Like, they haven't lost since last Christmas. I mean,
yeah,
I think they've got to slip up at some point, and the Bills are good enough to maybe make that happen. But
kind of looking like a good Amari Cooper trade on our end.
Yeah, I mean, isn't he hurt?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's going to miss like 3 weeks or something. So,
well, he only got hurt because he was playing on a real football team. I love the Browns, but I mean, come on, man, it sucks. I want Bagent. I want Bagent, and I miss Baker. I wanted to put the Bucks on here just because Baker is doing unbelievable things.
Put Zappy in.
Yeah, we need Zappy in there. Well, we don't know. We've only seen Jameis twice.
Yeah.
And then we got to buy. So whatever. Number 3. Yep. Still the Ravens. They're just awesome. Lamar Jackson is, oh my God, what a fantastic guy. It is crazy. Like the first half, I was like, oh, fuck. And he's laughing on the sideline, still laughing.
Doesn't care.
They came back and won, and he ran the ball 28 yards back, turned the corner, and almost scored a touchdown. Like, this dude is insane. He's the MVP right now. Anybody who's saying otherwise is a fucking loser, piece of shit.
I think they would have been the first team of all time to have 43 straight games with over 100 yards, but the knee they took at the end made it 99.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's great, though. Like when a team just doesn't, that's not even on their radar.
Yeah.
Harbaugh's not like, oh, we got this record to beat. He's like, take a knee, let's get the fuck out of here and get a win. Like, we don't care about little shit like that.
Yeah, and here's me when he took the knee. No, my parlay. That was me. 100 yards rushing on the parlay, and I said no.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit over there.
That's all right. Number 2, I still got the Lions here.
What an asshole,
dude. I'm sorry. They've lost the game. They lost to Baker and the Bucks. Okay? I think that they're the most fun team to watch. Do you want me to give them some other awards? Favorite duo running backs. They're number 1 in the league for duo running backs in the backfield. Best receiver with Saint in his last name. You know? Stuff like that. I don't know what to tell you, dude. The Chiefs haven't lost a game. I'm not going to just put the Lions at number 1 based on... They won a Chiefs-like game. They played like fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think the Chiefs could win a game if Patrick Mahomes threw 5 picks.
I think they probably have. I don't know. He threw more picks than interceptions through week 6.
More picks than interceptions.
God
How's
damn
that
it.
happen?
Start it over, Tony. No, I'm kidding.
No.
He threw more picks than touchdowns through week 6 is what I meant to say. All right, number 1, Chiefs. Yeah, they haven't lost. So, yeah. I don't know how they won that game, but they should have won it by a dilly.
Well, they won by cheating.
I don't think they're cheating.
They stacked the side. You said it yourself.
Ooh, just came up with the Kansas City Cheats. Do we have has anybody done that yet? We make shirts that say the Kansas City Cheats.
That's good, man.
I miss you. Man.
Yeah,
I
miss you too, dude. I'm happy that you remembered the Commanders. I was a big flummox on my end. I really should have put them in there. They deserve to be in there. They're playing
I remember the Commanders and I remember the Titans.
Titans' best defense in football. That one still baffles me. After a whole other week's gone by, and their defense is still really fucking good, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. And the Giants lead the league in sacks, which is a funny thing because they're always down and they just get to rush the passer. But these are just fun little stats I've picked up along the way, along my journey of doing research for this. I wish I could be in there with you.
Yeah, I wish that too, man.
And I wish I could be there with you, the viewer at home, getting you all sick with lizard stuff.
Yeah. All right, everybody wish Graydon well. Get well from Lizard. Graydon downstairs in the comments. We put out a main channel video yesterday. Sorry, this is a day late, but we were trying to game out how we were going to do this with Graydon's Lizard. And so, yeah, that's basically it. This has been our power rankings, and our predictions come out tomorrow. And either it'll be like this, where Graydon's in box, or it will be like different, where Graydon is next to me. And so, thank you for watching Cheap Seats. And as always,
go Brown.
All right, Tony, roll it.
Ooga baka, ooga, ooga.